a dream of us being regulars at Vallelunga Circuit or something like that. Autodromo Vallelunga Piero Taruffi in Campagnano di Roma, Italy. Here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, provide my perspective on a dream of my Lewis, my Brad, and I of being regulars at Vallelunga Circuit, Autodromo Vallelunga Piero Taruffi in Campagnano di Roma, Italy, about a 20 to 30 minute drive from Bracciano. I included my discussion in what capacity regulars may refer to as well as what frequency. So this one makes my car essentials playlist. This one does not make my Italian vocabulary playlist. I do not know what half the words in the name of the place mean. Okay, so this is just, I brought this up in a previous video of this particular place. And all 50 minutes ago, you know, or something like that. And so I was like, time to deepen. Okay, breath in and deepen. And I've brought up living in Bracciano before, and I've brought up building a car for my Brad Pitt, and my Lewis Hamilton before. And so I was like, all right, so let me put this into the context of being the solo builder, including design and manufacturing of a Formula One race car for each my Brad Pitt, and my Lewis Hamilton, us living in Bracciano. So, and there's a Brad Pitt with his firework. Okay, or his team with his firework. Okay, so, yeah. So, us living in Bracciano, Italia, this is a racing circuit in Italy, about a 20 to 30 minute drive from Bracciano. So I think, like, in terms of actually thinking through me building a race car or race cars, I mean, like, okay, so we're like, I've already been like, okay, there's the miracle budget, you know, there's the people who can drive the car, there's the space to do it, you know, the me and my technical proficiency, and like the resources, like, you know, I got my book on the Bessemer process that I sleep with at night, you know, and Lewis goes, no, I'm plucking it from you when I'm putting myself where the book was, and Brad goes, no, I'm plucking the book from you and putting myself where the book was. And, you know, I'm taking, I see you're making a mold for a bunch of screws from hand that you're going to pour molten iron into. But like right now, or titanium or something like, or some really cool alloy that I don't even know how you're going to make. But you're like, this is like experimental petrology. Only it's like an ounce instead of 2 grams, you know, like, so, like, but not actually, but, you know, like that kind of thing. It was huge. It's the size of a lima bean instead of a pea. Okay, before I get to the tires. Okay, point being, so where could we go to, like, let's say that it's track ready, and like we have some basic racing specifications, like it actually adheres to that. Where is it gonna go to race? And so I was like, well, it'd be nice if there's one near the house and there's one 20 to 30 minutes away where you know, they could take it. Now, I think there's a little bit of, how would we be regulars at Vallelunga Circuit? So for them, that would be what, drivers. For me as a builder, I think there's a dream here of if I built a car, that I did a good enough job building the car that I could leave it in the hands of the corresponding track and pit crew experts, that I could go upstairs or whatever the setup is and watch the race. Okay, I'm not the control freak micromanager. I'm like, I want to design and build a quality product where I can be like, it's now in your care and I'm here if you need me, but I hope that I did a good enough job and you guys are good enough at what you do that you can do it. And especially if the drivers are like watching me build the thing, they might like, there might be like symbiotic exchange of feedback once it's built, right? So we can like fine tune the vehicle, or with the company, right? What company is it going to be through? That kind of thing is like, but the point there being is, so that's like once the car is built, but leading up to the car being built, do we just want to go and spectate and like be eavesdroppers and listen to what people talk about and be like, so if we drive the car here, this is the social ecosystem that we will be, you know, if we, all the stuff we're hearing. Do we put stuff out there? We talk about stuff to see if we can influence the ecosystem to be like, oh, well, look at that car that little lady built for her man. Or her man. Those cars she built for her men. You know, like, how do we get the social ecosystem primed and ready for us? And the vehicle. You know, so like, you know, we gotta be spectators first. And you're gonna like, be like, we're gonna be at the truck and be like, there's my car! I see my car! I built it! I soloed it! Oh my gosh! There goes Fred! There goes Lewis! How cool would that be? And then perhaps the most important part is, would this come to include you, the viewer of my videos, as a regular as well? Perhaps as a viewer regular, would I take videos so that you, whether you get to go to the place physically in person or not, you could come in video form in this sense of watching my content. So you could be as well. And then in that sense, if you did come to be, maybe you're a part of us as well. So that's a bit of a dream of us being regulars at Vallelunga Circuit, Autodromo Vallelunga Piero Taruffi.